Welcome to the course on Software-Defined Networking. My name is Nick Feimster. I'm a professor in the School of Computer Science at Georgia Tech. I'll be your instructor for this course. In this course, you'll learn about software-defined networking and how it's changing the way communications networks are managed, maintained, and secured. This module provides a brief introduction to the course. We'll talk about needs and expectations for the course. After this lecture, you'll be able to determine whether or not this course applies to you and identify whether or not you have the necessary prerequisites for the course. You'll also learn how much time commitment each module will require. I'll also provide a brief overview of the modules that are in this course. Briefly who I am. My name is Nick Feimster, and here's a link to my webpage and my blog. You're welcome to check those out. My research is in network security and operations. The goal of my research is to improve network availability in the face of both accidental and malicious faults. The areas of my research span reliability, management, security and trust, anti-censorship, and network economics. Your TA for this course will be Mohammed Shabazz, who's one of my PhD students at Georgia Tech. So why should you take this course? One reason to take this course is to learn about the motivation and origins of software-defined networking. Another would be to understand current trends in SDN technologies. You might also want to learn about the types of networking problems that SDN is good at solving. And you also might want to develop hands-on experience applying SDN to different domains in networking. By the end of the course, you'll learn a number of things. First, you'll be able to apply SDN concepts to solve real network management problems, such as how to load balance traffic across data center or backbone networks, or how to better secure enterprise networks. You'll be able to set up your own software-defined network in a virtual machine. You'll also be able to use SDN to solve problems in data centers, interdomain routing, and other domains. There are a few prerequisites for this course. First, we expect that you have some basic programming experience in Python, as well as some basic socket programming experience in C. We also expect that you have basic knowledge in computer networking, such as that which you might learn in an undergraduate computer networking course. Because there'll be a fair amount of working with virtual machines, some experience with the Linux operating system is required, and we also prefer that you have some experience working with a virtual machine environment like VirtualBox, although you'll be able to pick that up along the way if you haven't had exposure to that in the past. As a first activity, we ask that you take the pre-assessment quiz on the Coursera site. You should be able to take this quiz, which has example questions from quizzes that I've given in undergraduate networking courses. If you can't easily pass this quiz, you'll probably have difficulty in this course. Additionally, we suggest that you write a simple client-server program in Python. The instructions for doing this are on the course website. This is for yourself only. You don't need to actually turn the code in. But if you have trouble doing this as well, you may have trouble with the rest of the course. Here's a brief overview of the modules in the course. First, we're providing an overview. After that, we'll jump into the first module, which is a history and evolution of software-defined networking. After that, we'll talk about the principle of separating the control and data planes in a network. Then we'll talk about virtual networking. After that, I'll get into the nuts and bolts and the infrastructure of software-defined networking. In particular, most software-defined networks have two pieces, the control plane and the data plane. So we'll talk about each of those and various ways to implement them. After we talk about the infrastructure of SDN, we'll talk about how to program SDNs. Then we'll look at various use cases, how you can actually use software-defined networks to make various network management problems easier in different domains. Finally, we'll look at various challenges faced by software-defined networking moving forward. As far as time commitment from you, each module will have between 1 and 4 lessons, and each lesson will have a short quiz. Some modules actually have a longer hands-on assignment as well, and some of these hands-on assignments will be longer than others. These hands-on assignments do get a little bit more intense towards the nuts and bolts portion of the course, but on average you should expect to spend about 7 to 10 hours a week in this course.